A question I'm always getting is, can you do a short-term rental in New Jersey? Well, the answer is yes, and I'm actually going to be at one of our latest properties just closed on for an awesome client, and this is regulated to be a short-term rental. So it's really cool. I'm going to be touring this property today so you know exactly what to expect in the beautiful town of Montclair, one of the hot spots where the New Jersey Transit goes right into NYC. You got the beautiful downtown, you got the restaurants, you got the vibe, you got everything that you're looking for, and you got a location that is Airbnb safe for short-term rentals. So I'm gonna be going through all that in today's video so you know exactly what to expect. If you wanna go find an Airbnb, there's not gonna be any surprises. But let's go tour this property, and as I tour, I'm gonna keep talking about all these Airbnb stuff and making sure that you're protected so you know exactly what to expect. You know me, my name's Sean McAteer. I am the house hacking realtor of Northern New Jersey, and my tripod fell off, so I'm just screwing it back on because guess what? I'm live in all these videos. This isn't ChatGPT. I'm not doing guesswork. This is me actually happening. So put that back on there. Got my tripod set up. I want you to see this kitchen. I mean, this is where it's at. We got the awesome countertops, we got the awesome cabinets, corner sink, plenty of natural light coming in. I mean, this just has it all. So I absolutely love what they have going on here. But knowing a little bit more about this property and the schematics of it all is the fact that this is actually approved and regulated in the town of Montclair to be an Airbnb short-term rental. Now, not to get confused here, there's nothing illegal about Airbnb. Sometimes there's a misconception like you can't do Airbnb. You absolutely can. As a matter of fact, you can do Airbnb pretty much just about anywhere in the world, or in the United States, I should say. It's just, can you do a 30-day or less stay? That's where all the bans are happening, because doing 30 days or less is considered short-term rental. In Montclair, they're actually allowing it. This property was approved prior to purchasing it. So really, really cool is that we were actually getting inquiries prior to closing on this deal. And my client was booked very solid just just before we actually closed on the property, which is just astounding. So really cool thing here. Now look, I don't want to get your hopes up. That's not going to be every property. This one was a functioning Airbnb prior to us closing on the deal. So we just essentially took it over from the previous owners and made it work. But my client's gonna be moving into this unit here, and then long-term, they're either gonna keep it as a long-term rental, possibly try the Airbnb, or maybe even do a mid-term rental. But just so you know, this is possible in Northern New Jersey. So really, really cool. Now look, as we tour this property, there's a lot of really cool things that I want you to see. It's gonna be multiple floors of bathrooms, which is huge. That is an absolute game changer. You're going to want to see the bathrooms up top. And then I got another surprise up there that is a huge, huge money maker. So stick around to that. You don't want to miss out on that one. So let's go see what's going on here in this property so you know exactly what to expect. And I'm going to keep talking about a lot of different knowledge and educational things so you know exactly what to expect if you want to do an Airbnb type property. Okay, as we come through this first bathroom here, I mean, it's in beautiful shape. This is literally turnkey. And what's so great about it is the lower unit, the active Airbnb, is renting fully, and they're making some decent cash. I mean, I should say a lot more better than decent. Let's just say my clients are going to be paying substantially less, to pay the remainder of the mortgage on this, because the downstairs unit is paying a good portion of the mortgage, which, that's why we house hack. That's why we do these things, because at the end of the day, your biggest expense every month is paying a mortgage, but let's reduce that cost and let tenants come in. So that's what makes this so unique here, is that all of a sudden you see a property where if you kept this as a traditional long-term rental, the numbers are tight. I mean, they'll get there eventually because it's Montclair, but at the end of the day, these numbers will be really, really tight as a long-term rental. But the fact that they're getting creative, they're doing the Airbnb, they have the short-term rental in place, this is huge. Now look, what I'm trying to do here is just show you the size of the rooms so you understand what's going on here. This is a huge room. Previous owners actually had this as their office. My clients coming in, we'll see what they do, but you have a lot of flexibility. This could easily be a bedroom. This can easily be an office. It could be a family room. It could be all of the above, and that's very attractive. So that's a huge tip right there when you're looking at properties. If you have the flexibility, that's going to appeal to tenants because you might now appeal to a couple with a newborn, like the previous owners that were in here. I'll show you that in a little bit, how they had it set up. Or it might apply to maybe a small family, a family of 3, 4, maybe even 5 people actually. So maybe even a larger family, because these rooms are set up in a way where it is, you can mix and match. So this room right here was actually the family room. That's why you see the wall mount here for the television. But once again, this could easily be a bedroom if need be. Floors are in awesome shape, ceilings, good colors. This color scheme is there. Nothing too wild. Let me see those floors if you want to take a look at them. Yeah, there you go. Nice stained hardwood. Love that. But usually you put you have the door here and a door here. Now this becomes a bedroom. There's a closet right there. Now this is where they actually had their dining room. But once again, because of the way this home is located or structured, this could easily be a bedroom. So that's what I'm saying. You could have a family of 5, maybe even 6 people. Wow. Now that I think about it, because of this layout. So it's going to rent for top dollar when you have that flexibility of what you can do, long term. So obviously my tenants are going to be, or my clients are going to be coming in here, and they're going to be occupying this space while they have the lower unit that's an Airbnb. That being said, I actually can't show the lower unit today because it's rented. It's making money already. They haven't even moved in. They are collecting checks. That is awesome. So here we go. I want to show that surprise up here in a little bit. And as we go to the second or third level, I should say. So we are actually, that was the second level. So this is an over under. First floor is the Airbnb. Second level is this unit. Third level is, where we're at right now. Master behind me, we'll check that out. So we got the second bathroom. Now look, this is, like I said, this is huge because now you have each level has its own bathroom. That becomes crucial because now you're going to demand top high rents. You don't have to go downstairs to in the middle of the night. You don't have to come upstairs in the middle of the day. You have a bathroom on both levels, really good, and it's a very spacious bathroom. Really nice look. I like the backsplash and everything they did. They got the natural light coming in, so it's really good. And now that surprise that I mentioned, that's a huge, huge benefit for getting top dollar on your rental, and that's going to be laundry. Having laundry in the unit is great. So at the end of the day, now you don't have to go to the basement. You don't have to go to a laundromat. You have laundry here. That's going to attract high quality tenants. Easily, a unit like this is going to be renting north of $4,000 as a long-term rental. If you wanted to keep this thing as a short-term rental or mid-term rental, then that number even gets higher. So that's why it's so lucrative to have the short-term and mid-term rental ideas in place, because you can do this all. Okay, as you come in here through the master, let's see, I'm gonna put this down right here, and boom, got that air conditioner on, so there we are. So nice, good size room. Talking a little bit more strategy here so you know exactly what to expect. The town, I'll prove this as a short-term rental, but right now, we're actually renting this on a mid-term rental basis. So they're not even doing week to week. Believe it or not, in northern New Jersey, you get a lot of reach outs from business professionals, from people that are renovating their house, to someone that's maybe coming in here to visit the family. They don't want to be here for just a week. They'll do a longer stay. The short-term stay, by all means, that's a market right there. But it's just a little bit more turnover, a little more hands-on as the owner. This right now is a midterm rental. It's really just their own space, and they're going to have stays that range from 30 to 90 days. Sometimes you'll get people that'll stay much longer, so that's not impossible, but it's a little bit more easier, so you don't have to worry the stress about having like a week of vacancies. You get things booked. Because this is northern New Jersey, we are year-round because people want to get to NYC. People want to see it for the holidays. People want to see it in the fall. They want to see it in the springtime. They want to see it in the summertime. So you're getting a lot happening, and then you get the business professionals professionals, well, yeah, people got to work year round. So you find that a midterm rental gets rented on a very high level, and it's a lot cheaper than staying at a hotel. So you get this option here to pay actually substantially less than a hotel, but to get way, way, way more in property. So you as the landlord are getting more money. As the tenant, you're paying less and you're getting more space, whereas a hotel might be a couple $100 every night. This could be substantially less. Now, obviously, a unit this size, this is much bigger. It's going to be a little bit more money. But the lower unit, it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. That's going to rent really the price of a hotel. Where what do you know what a hotel looks like? You get a bed and you get a TV and you get maybe a little desk or something. But hotel's a hotel. What would you rather have? Why don't you drop a comment below? Would you rather stay in a hotel or stay in a midterm rental? You let me know. I want to drop a comment below. So here's another bedroom here. Now, obviously, that was the master we were just in. This is the previous owners had this as their newborn's room. So this is a nice, like I said, you have the diversification where if you want to do long-term rental up here, it's going to apply to a lot of people. They're going to be able to use this as their, a bedroom. Maybe you can use this as a closet if you really got a lot of clothes or something like that. This is still a very large room. So you never know who you're going to run against. Or maybe, like I said, you have 4 or 5 kids and everyone needs their own bedroom. This unit will work. So it's going to be very, very appealing to multiple people. What makes that so powerful? Well, what's so good about that is all of a sudden you're going to get a lot of applications coming in. When you get a lot of applications coming in, that means you possibly can create a bidding war. Bidding war on rentals exists. I've done it many times. It's all about getting the applications in. So this is the perfect property for that. And then when you mix in that Airbnb, all of a sudden the 2-bedroom, 1-bath downstairs, you're going to get a couple $1,000s a month in here if it's a long-term rental. But the fact that it's an Airbnb, it's going to be substantially more in rent. Okay. So look, I hope this video is educational and beneficial for you. If it was, click subscribe so you can stay up to date for all the videos that come out about Northern New Jersey house hacking, and you don't miss out on any of those videos. That's the last thing I want to see, is you miss out on a really good one, especially if you want to be a professional landlord or learn some of these landlording hacks and strategies. So you definitely want to click subscribe. But yeah, this is really what's going on here. And you're going to be in a property that potentially living at a very, very reduced price in a very, very large unit. They can't complain about that. So yeah, this is great. But at the end of the day, if you want to start house hacking, you want to be on that pathway to financial freedom or getting your financial goals, why don't you reach out? Always happy to hop on a call and have a discussion with you so you can learn a little bit more about what's happening. And then if you really want to have a discussion about Airbnbs, midterm rentals, short-term rentals, always happy to dive deeper with that. Obviously, this is a video here. I'm trying to stay on point, but there's a lot more I can talk about. So it's always safest to have a one-on-one call so I can learn a little bit more about what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, and see if it's possible. Because like I said, short-term rental is not possible everywhere. So you do want to be careful. Midterm rental, on the other hand, you can really, really go crazy with that one. See you on the next video, or maybe just watch this one right here, because that's probably going to be beneficial for you if you want to be a professional landlord or house hacker. Why not? Click this video.